Your skin doesn't belong on my silk, and your hands don't belong on my couture. Marcella Vane didn't just insult her, she attacked. Before Serafina could even reach for the rack, Marcella, the lead designer in a bold red structured blazer, violently shoved a heavy wooden mannequin into Serafina's path, nearly crushing her feet. She lunged forward and violently grabbed Serafina by the royal blue silk scarf draped around her neck, twisting it until Serafina was pulled flush against the designer's sharp jewelry. Marcella's face was an unmasked portrait of raw, aggressive rage. A thick, rope-like vein in her neck pulsed with a violent, rhythmic throb, and her nostrils flared with every jagged, heated breath. Her eyes widened in anger until the bloodshot whites were fully exposed, fixed in a predatory glare that signaled a total loss of high-fashion poise. Her uneven skin texture flushed a deep, angry crimson as she used her other hand to violently pin Serafina's wrist to the marble display table. I am the gatekeeper of this aesthetic, and I won't have it tarnished by someone who isn't on the guest list, she hissed, her face inches from Serafina's. I'm having you removed and blacklisted from every fashion week on this continent. Giselle, the boutique manager in a bold red cocktail dress, let out a mocking laugh as she violently snatched the deep navy designer clutch from Serafina's hand and hurled it into a trash bin filled with scrap fabric. Marcella didn't let go. She shoved Serafina's shoulder further against the marble, her brow furrowed into deep, shadowed ridges of pure malice as she tightened the grip on the silk scarf. The witnesses, Sterling in a gold silk blazer and Maya in a silver designer dress, held their phones high. They captured every second of Marcella manhandling the woman who had entered for a fitting. Serafina looked down at the gold luxury watch visible on her pinned wrist, then met Marcella's bulging eyes. "Marcella," Serafina said, her voice a low, vibrating deep navy frequency. The $500 million acquisition of Vane Couture was finalized 30 seconds ago via the board portal. Your justice debt is going to include a permanent ban from the textile industry. The air in the atelier grew cold as Marcella Vane refused to break her violent fabric grip. She leaned her full body weight over the marble display table, grinding Serafina's wrist into the stone while her unmasked face contorted with a sickening level of aggressive rage. The thick, rope-like vein in her neck pulsed with a violent, visible throb, and her nostrils flared with every jagged, humid breath of fury. Every anatomical micro-expression on Marcella's face signaled a woman who believed her name on a label made her a queen. Her eyes widened in anger until the bloodshot whites were fully exposed, and her brow furrowed into deep, shadowed ridges of pure malice. Behind her, Giselle maintained her mocking sneer, her bold red cocktail dress vibrant against the white marble as she ignored the frantic corporate takeover, alerts flashing on the boutique's point-of-sale tablets. She watched the deep navy clutch lie in the trash with a smirk, unaware that the brand's intellectual property had already been transferred. Marcella shoved Serafina's shoulder down one last time, her knuckles turning a waxy white as she tightened the royal blue silk around Serafina's neck. You're a trespasser in a world you can't afford, and by the time security is done with you, you'll be a headline for all the wrong reasons. Serafina remained perfectly calm, her eyes fixed on the gold luxury watch pinned under Marcella's sweating palm. With her free hand, she reached into her pocket and tapped a single hostile acquisition command on her yellow-cased master smartphone. "Marcella," Serafina said, her voice dropping into a lethal, low-frequency resonance that seemed to silence the music in the boutique. "You spent so much time curating an aesthetic that you forgot to check the equity of your own house. The $500 million acquisition of Vane Couture was finalized 60 seconds ago. You aren't just insulting a customer, you're assaulting your new chairwoman. Look at the digital lookbook displays. Now!" In a synchronized flash, every high-definition screen in the atelier and the massive digital billboards in the storefront window flickered to a solid, deep royal blue. A second later, a high-definition video feed took over. The entire staff and the socialites gathered for the trunk show watched in stunned silence as a bold, extreme close-up video of the current interaction played on a loop. It showed Marcella's snarling face, her unmasked aggression, and the violent scarf twist in crystal-clear detail. The color vanished from Marcella's face, leaving her skin a sickly, translucent shade of gray. Her grip on the scarf went limp, her hands beginning to tremble as the realization hit. She hadn't just denied a dress. She had assaulted the woman who now owned her name, her designs, and the very roof over her head. The atelier's glass doors were pushed open by a team of corporate liquidators and private security in deep Navy tactical gear with yellow, owner detail lettering. They moved with surgical precision, surrounding the designer. Sterling in his gold silk blazer and Maya in her silver designer dress moved at the front of the boutique, their phones broadcasting the total collapse of Marcella's ego to the global fashion community. Marcella Vane and Giselle, the lead auditor, announced, his voice echoing to the high ceilings. By direct order of the new owner, your employment is terminated for cause. Your trademark name is being seized under the morality clause of the acquisition, and you are banned from every Vane property worldwide permanently. Serafina stood up slowly, adjusting her royal blue silk scarf and straightening her deep navy tailored jacket. She stepped directly into Marcella's personal space, her gold luxury watch gleaming. You told me you were the gatekeeper of the aesthetic, Marcella. The truth is, I just bought the house. Your justice debt is an immediate exit from the industry. Serafina watched as the former designer was hauled toward the sidewalk. She turned to the crowd and said, true style isn't found in the fabric you wear, but in the character you display. Never mistake your platform for your worth, or your status for the right to diminish another human being. If you build a kingdom based on exclusion and cruelty, do not be surprised when the person you look down on is the one who eventually buys the throne. Beauty without kindness is just a cheap costume, and eventually, the world will see right through it.